If you're someone that doesn't have an overlocker and you hate using a zigzag stitch to finish your seams, I've got you covered. Hey guys, I'm Tammy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I've got 4 different seam finishes and I'm going to show you how each one of them works. I've got the seam finishes right here and they look so neat and professional on the inside, and they're going to be entirely sewn using your sewing machine. So I'm going to be using the Brother Innovis VQ4 sewing machine, which is the one I have right behind me, and it's such a great machine, but you can use any sewing machine to follow along. One of the most rewarding feelings of sewing is when you look inside the garments that you've made and they look so neat and professional. So I'm going to show you exactly how to achieve that without having to use an overlocker. So this is my sewing machine and I've got everything set up and ready to start sewing. I've already put thread in the needle and the bobbin, and I'm using a darker colour just to show you what that will look like. So the first seam finish we're going to be doing is a French seam, and I've got my 2 pieces of fabric cut out right here. For all these tutorials, I'm just going to be using some lightweight calico. So let me go ahead and show you how to sew the seam finish. So to sew the French seam, what we want to do is take 2 pieces of fabric and place them so the wrong sides are touching. Normally when you're sewing, you sew with the right sides of the fabric facing, but this time we're going to sew with the wrong side of the fabric facing. And then what I'm going to do is literally just clip this seam in place. So you can see now it's been clipped in place. What we're going to do is sew the seam using a bigger seam allowance, like 5/8 of an inch. So that is what the seam looks like now that I've sewn that in place. What we're going to do is take our scissors and we're going to actually trim this seam allowance. I like to trim it in half. And now you can see I've just trimmed that seam allowance in half, or just a bit more than half. I'll explain how you calculate how much you want to trim this by in a moment. So at this moment we've got the wrong sides facing together. What we want to do now is open up the seam like this, and we're actually going to press the seam to one side just so it'll be easier to sew in the next step. So that is what the seam looks like now that I've pressed it to one side. And as you can see, the seam looks nice and flat on that side. Then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're just going to fold the seam. So now the seam will be inside and we're folding it over. And we just want to make sure that that fold line is in the center when we pin it. And hopefully you can see that the fold line where that seam is where the center of this fold is right here. And inside is where we've got that seam that we sewed. Now, depending on how wide the seam is inside that we cut will determine how much you want to sew right now. So if I just unclip this, you can see that the seam allowance in here is less than 1 centimeter. So when I fold this over, and now I'm going to sew the seam at the seam allowance, I'm going to make sure that the seam that I sew is more than 1 centimeter, so we're enclosed and we won't be able to see the raw seam inside. So like I said, I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and I'm just going to sew this with a 1 centimeter seam allowance. So I've just gone ahead and pressed the seam to one side, and you can see that is how the wrong side of the fabric will look like. So the seam's been neatly concealed, and on the right side the seam has now been really nicely sewn and you can't see any of the old seam poking through. That's really important, and that's just a really neat way to finish any piece of clothing if you don't have an overlocker. This works perfectly for any type of delicate lightweight fabrics or medium weight fabrics. If you are working with heavier weight fabrics, it can create quite a bulky seam, so just bear that in mind. Now I've got another 2 pieces of fabric, and this time we're going to sew a flat felled seam. Again, it's a really durable way to finish your seams without using an overlocker. And in the same way, we're going to place them so both wrong sides are together, not right sides, and then we're going to go ahead and just clip this seam. These techniques definitely can be a bit confusing because, like I said, you're always taught to place fabric right sides together, but when you do it this way, it just creates such a nice finish. I'm going to go ahead and sew this with a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Again, it's easier when you use a bigger seam allowance. So I've gone ahead and sewn that seam and it looks like that. What we're going to do is actually open up this seam and just finger press it for now, just so it lays a bit more flat. And then I'm going to cut this seam to be half the width. So it's just this section right here. So you can see right here, I've only cut one side of the seam for it to be half, and the other side is still exactly as we left it. Now what we're going to do is open this piece of fabric out, and here you can see obviously we've got the smaller seam and we've got the bigger seam. I'm just going to go ahead and press this flat. Now what I like to do personally is push this seam up slightly, the smaller one, and then I'm going to fold the bigger seam over it and over again once more. So you can see now the seam has been completely concealed. You'll need to use pins to pin this in place. So again right here, I'm just going to push this up slightly, fold this over that smaller seam, and then fold it again. So now that I've pinned that in place, you can see that is what that is looking like. What we're going to do is take this to our sewing machine and sew really close to this edge right here to conceal the seam. So right close to this folded edge. So I've gone ahead and just pressed that flat, and that is what that looks like. So you can see this is the right side of the fabric. It's got these lovely stitching detail, and then the wrong side looks like that. It is such a pretty way to finish a seam, and you can see just how neatly that is sewn. There is absolutely no raw edges, and it's also very flat. And again, the other side looks like that with no raw edges as well. This actually makes such a nice decorative stitch to do on jackets or anything that needs to be a bit more hard wearing. So again, that is a flat felled seam. So I've got 2 more pieces of fabric, and this time we're going to be doing a Hong Kong seam. So I've got 2 fabrics that are again the same size, and this time I've also got a strip of binding that we're going to use to finish the seam. Now you can use store-bought binding or any type of scrap fabric that you have and cut it to size. Now to cut out my binding, I just do a really simple technique of getting a ruler, placing it on top of some fabric and cutting it the same width as the ruler, and that way it's just nice and straight. And it's about 1 inch, maybe 1.2 inches wide, which is just the width of a ruler. So put this to one side, and with right sides together, we're going to go ahead and place our 2 pieces of fabric together. So that's the right sides together like you normally would when you're sewing. Again, just clip that in place. And then this time I'm going to sew this with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I've gone ahead and sewn that seam. I'm just going to open it up, and I'm just going to go ahead and press the seam flat on my iron. So you can see here I've pressed that seam flat nicely with my iron, and that is the wrong side of the fabric and the right side looks like that. What we're going to do now is actually take the binding and sew it to the seam allowance. So I've got my binding, and I'm actually going to pin it to one side of the seam allowance, just the seam allowance on its own. So go ahead and pin that in place. I did do my binding quite long, so I'm just going to cut it. Now you can see that the binding has just been pinned to one side of the seam allowance only. And I'm going to go ahead and sew this at my sewing machine using a 1/4 inch of a seam allowance. So this is what that seam looks like now that I've gone ahead and sewn it just to the seam allowance. I'm just going to open it up and I'm going to fold the binding over and I'm just going to press this flat just so this edge isn't bumpy. So our seam should be looking like this right now. We've got the binding and it's sewn just to one of the seam allowances. What we're going to do now is basically fold the binding up like this, and we're going to go ahead and fold this edge inwards so it meets the top of the seam allowance, and then we're going to fold it again once more so it meets that seam line, and I'm going to pin this in place. So again, we're going to fold this in so it meets the first seam, and then we're going to fold it again so it goes over that stitching line, and again just pin that in place. Now we're going to go ahead and sew really close to this edge right here, the edge that's already been sewn, and we're going to go ahead and sew all the way down on our sewing machine. So I've just gone ahead and pressed that seam, and that is what that is looking like. You can see we've gone ahead and done the Hong Kong seam on one of the seams. We would now repeat that and do that on the other seam, and that would create the Hong Kong seam. You can see that is what that looks like from the right side, and the wrong side looks like that. So the raw edge has been completely concealed. So I've just gone ahead and repeated that on the other seam, and that is what that looks like. It makes such a nice finish. You'd want to go ahead and just trim that flat. And you can see it just makes it nice and clean. Again, that's the wrong side, and the right side looks like that. You just want to make sure when you're doing it that you're actually catching the seam at the bottom. And that is what that looks like. Again, this is the Hong Kong seam finish. Now I've got two more pieces of fabric, and I'm going to show you another way to finish using the bias binding. It's definitely a very simple technique, and again I've got my bias binding that I cut out, but this time I just folded it in half and pressed it on place on both sides just so they both meet in the center like that. Again, most bias binding you buy when it's store-bought, it already come like this. I've just gone ahead and pressed that in place. Now I've got my two fabrics together and I'm placing them right sides together like you normally would when you're sewing, and I'm going to go ahead and clip this seam, and then we're going to sew this at our sewing machine using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I've gone ahead and just pressed that to one side so it's looking nice and clean. Now what we're going to do is take our bias binding, and I'm just going to push this out like that. So we're just looking at one seam right here with nothing underneath it. And it's really simple. What I like to do is go ahead and just fold the bias binding over the raw edge and clip that in place. And as you're folding it, you just want to make sure it's even on both sides like that. So that is what one side looks like and the other looks like that. So the center of the bias binding is at the top right here. Now we're going to go ahead and just sew really close to this edge all along on our sewing machine. So that is what that looks like. I've just gone ahead and pressed it flat and also cut the spare binding off at the bottom. That's what the wrong side looks like, and the right side looks like that. You just want to make sure when you're sewing the bias binding to the seam that you're also catching the back as well. You can see it looks so nice and neat from the other side, and then the other side also is nicely concealed, and it's such an easy way to finish off your seams if you don't have an overlocker and you've also just got lots of binding lying around. So that is how you create those 4 different seam finishes, and as you can see, they really aren't that difficult to achieve. Honestly, it just takes a bit of practice and they result in such a nice finish on the inside of your garments. So if you've been thinking you might need an overlocker to get sewing, that definitely isn't the case. You can sew garments and finish them with the methods I've shown in this video. Personally, I do like using an overlocker to finish my seams because they make it really easy and definitely quite durable. Especially if you're sewing with knit or stretch fabric, it is great to use an overlocker to not only finish the seam but sew it in one. Definitely let me know down in the comments which one of these techniques is your favourite. If I had to pick mine, I think it actually might be the French seam because it makes such a professional finish on the inside and it's also really durable. I feel like using French seams in blouses or tops and dresses that use lightweight fabric would be perfect for that. If you're looking for some fun and beginner friendly sewing patterns, definitely check the ones on my website. I'll leave a link down below so you can find it. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.